In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on March 4th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. North Carolina versus Virginia Tech. The North Carolina Tar Heels are heading to Virginia Tech to face the Hokies in a crucial late-season conference game. This will be the first meeting between these two teams this season. North Carolina is coming off a dominant win at home against Miami, securing a 92-73 victory and covering the spread as 17.5-point favorites. Virginia Tech, on the other hand, is fresh off a thrilling overtime win over Syracuse, defeating them 101-95 and covering as 3.5-point favorites. North Carolina finds itself in a tough position and needs to finish the season strong to earn an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, as they can't rely solely on their name recognition to get in. The Tar Heels have been taking care of business lately, winning their last 5 games. Their offense has been scorching hot, scoring at least 81 points in each of those victories, including 3 games where they scored in the 90 seconds. North Carolina's offense is quick and explosive, with 4 talented guards in Davis, Jackson, Trimble, and Cadow, all capable of putting up big numbers on any given night. Virginia Tech won't have enough answers defensively to slow them down. UNC ranks 22nd in offensive efficiency, while Virginia Tech is 162nd in defensive efficiency. This could turn into a one-sided game when the Tar Heels have the ball. On top of that, Virginia Tech may be without their best player, Lowell, and they can't count on Young to replicate his recent 25-plus point performances, especially when he's averaged under 8 points per game for most of the season. North Carolina comes into this game red-hot as they push to secure their spot in the NCAA tournament, but they'll be on the road for this matchup. The Tar Heels have won 5 consecutive games and have scored at least 88 points in 4 of those victories. In contrast, Virginia Tech has won 2 of their last 3, but one of those wins came against a struggling Miami team, and the other was an inconsistent victory over Syracuse. North Carolina is the far superior offensive team in this matchup, and I just don't think Virginia Tech has the firepower to challenge the Tar Heels. As our first pick for this matchup, the North Carolina Tar Heels to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Virginia Tech simply doesn't have the defensive prowess or the elite ball handling guards to slow down the high-powered Tar Heels offense. The Hokies are ranked 162nd in defensive efficiency, meaning North Carolina will likely do whatever they want offensively, and what they want to do is play fast. UNC is 30th in the nation in pace of play, primarily led by their 4 perimeter scorers. The Tar Heels are great at sharing the ball in transition and finding quick shots. Virginia Tech, on the other hand, will likely try to slow the game down, but they just won't have the tools to do so. The Hokies' best players, Hodat in the middle and Shutt and Young on the wings, lack the presence of an elite point guard who can help them manage long possessions. North Carolina has scored over 90 points in 3 of their last 5 games, and all 5 of those games went over the total. Virginia Tech, meanwhile, just put up over 100 points at home against Syracuse. When these two teams met last season, they combined for 177 points, hitting the over on the 151-point total. This year's matchup features the second-best offense in the Atlantic Coast Conference against the 3rd-worst offense in terms of scoring. The Hokies have been inconsistent offensively, with a low point of just 36 points against Boston College, but they've scored at least 70 points in 6 of their last 9 games. 5 of those games saw them score 75 points or more. North Carolina's offense has been on a tear, averaging 90.8 points over their last 5 games, including 3 games where they scored at least 92 points. The over has hit 6-3 in the last 9 games between these teams. Given the high-scoring trends for both teams, we're expecting another shootout here. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. New Mexico versus Nevada. It's a Mountain West showdown on the basketball court as the New Mexico Lobos head to the Silver State to take on the Nevada Wolfpack this Tuesday night. The Lobos are coming off a dominant 92-71 win over Air Force in their previous game, which was played at home on Saturday. However, they failed to cover the spread as a 22-point favorite. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack suffered a 68-55 defeat at UNLV on Friday night, falling short as a 2.5-point favorite. When it comes to the all-time series between these two teams, Nevada holds a 14-10 edge. Still, the Lobos have managed to win the last 3 matchups, including a thrilling 82-81 overtime victory at home in the season's first meeting on January 3rd. Looking at the last 10 encounters between these two Mountain West teams, Nevada holds a 7-3 record, but those 3 losses for the Wolfpack came in the past 2 seasons, with New Mexico winning the last 3 meetings. On top of that, the Lobos have been incredibly strong in conference play this season, boasting an impressive 15-3 record. With their solid depth and overall balance, a win in this game would go a long way toward locking up the top spot in the Mountain West standings. New Mexico is currently sitting at the top of the Mountain West with just 2 games remaining in the regular season, and they'll be looking to stay there heading into the conference tournament. As for Nevada, they've been inconsistent since mid-December, suffering a 4-game losing streak, followed by a 3-game win streak, then another 3-game losing stretch, and finally, a 4-game win streak. But now, they've lost 3 out of their last 4 games heading into this contest. Losing Coleman has been a significant blow for the Wolfpack. Aside from Sanders and Davidson, there's not much reliable scoring depth for them. With New Mexico being such a strong offensive team, they should be able to exploit Nevada's offensive struggles in this matchup. As our first pick for this matchup, the New Mexico Lobos money line is our full game side pick. While New Mexico is known for their offensive firepower, they are also a solid defensive team. The Lobos rank 27th in defensive efficiency, 111th in effective field goal percentage defense, 36th in forced turnover percentage, and 130th in field goal percentage defense this season. They are also the 4th fastest team in the country, averaging 73.3 possessions per game. On the other hand, Nevada sits 95th in defensive efficiency, 64th in forced turnover percentage, 54th in allowed offensive rebounding percentage, and 54th in block percentage this season. The Wolfpack plays at a much slower pace, ranking 346th in tempo with just 63.8 possessions per game. Over the past 10 meetings between these two teams, 7 have gone over the total, including a combined 163 points in their first meeting this season, which had a line set at 151. However, that high scoring was partly due to 23 points scored in overtime and a remarkable 54 made free throws between the two teams. Given the circumstances, it's unlikely we'll see that kind of scoring output here. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Auburn versus Texas Agricultural and Mechanical. The #1 Auburn Tigers and #22 Texas Agricultural and Mechanical Aggies will face off at Reed Arena. Auburn, sitting at the top of the rankings, is firmly in the race for a top seed in the NCAA tournament. With an impressive 27-2 record overall and a remarkable 15-1 mark in what is widely considered the toughest conference in college basketball, they have proven themselves as one of the premier teams in the country. On the other hand, Texas Agricultural and Mechanical comes into this game on a rough stretch, having lost 4 games in a row. This upcoming matchup is critical for them, and they'll need to find a way to turn things around against a powerhouse opponent like Auburn. The Tigers have not only been strong at home, but have also shown resilience on the road, boasting an 8-1 record away from home. In addition to that, they've covered the spread in their last 5 games on the road. Unfortunately for Texas Agricultural and Mechanical, the Aggies have struggled against the spread, losing 4 straight, including 2 home games where they were favored. Despite Texas Agricultural and Mechanical's strong rebounding game, Auburn is capable of holding its own in that department. The Tigers are better at taking care of the ball, controlling turnovers, and have the upper hand in free throw shooting. With superior efficiency and a defense that forces timely stops, Auburn has the clear edge here. Even though Texas Agricultural and Mechanical benefits from home court advantage, it's surprising to see this spread so small. Auburn is one of the top teams in the country, and while Texas Agricultural and Mechanical is in a bad team by any means. It's hard to see them pulling off a cover in this game unless they suddenly find the form they've been missing. As our first pick for this matchup, the Auburn Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking at the total, Auburn's last 3 games have all gone over the total, and Texas Agricultural and Mechanical has followed suit with 3 straight overs as well. When these two teams last met, the game went over the total, continuing a trend with 2 of the past 3 matchups between Auburn and Texas Agricultural and Mechanical hitting the over. Auburn has been red hot offensively, scoring at least 80 points in 9 of their last 10 games. Meanwhile, Texas Agricultural and Mechanical's defense has struggled in recent matchups, allowing over 85 points in their last 2 games. This sets up Auburn's offense to have a big night. Texas Agricultural and Mechanical has had better shooting numbers at home this season, posting a 43.7% shooting percentage, and they average 77 points per game in front of their home crowd. Still, Auburn's defense has been tested, allowing 70 or more points in 8 of their last 10 games. Texas Agricultural and Mechanical, once known for its tough defense, has had difficulties slowing down up-tempo offenses. That's a problem when you're facing a fast-paced team like Auburn, which thrives in a high-energy, fast-breaking style of play. If the Tigers manage to dictate the tempo, we could see a lot of points scored in this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.